Hello everyone, Karen Wolf here in the art studio this evening. I haven't been on here for a while and painted. May has been explosive, just a crazy month, just crazy. It has just been one thing right after another. Seriously, I just don't think we've stopped the whole month. So finally, baseball's over. Moving in May's over. Jennifer, my daughter, she was very active in moving in May. I wasn't. I was very active in watching the children. Her children. My grandchildren. But it's been crazy. So anyways, this evening, enough with all that. I hope you guys are doing well. All is great in your world. This evening we're going to do, I had no idea what to do. I tossed several ideas around in my head, but everything was too time consuming. So we're going to paint Queen Anne's lace. I've done this before on wood. It's been a while. We're going to do it again. You can never, ever paint Queen Anne's lace too many times. So there. Let me move this forward. I was thinking today I need to get me a new cart. Keep saying that every time I go to do a live and pull this thing forward. It absolutely is old and it's rickety and hard to move forward. So without, well, there goes that. Without being all shaky and whatnot. I don't know what that was. That fell on the floor. So, you all say hello when you jump on here. That's very helpful. And all the things. And I'm going to pull up you guys on here so I can see comments because I'm not turning around facing you. It's not wanting to come up. Why? There we are. There we are. All right. Looks like you guys can see. Looks like you can see my new barn painting back there. Is that not fabulous? That is a new one. It's going to be available online and in the studio. There's a different version of it. I have one I painted earlier. Has more chickens and trees and stuff. That one's for the all access membership. So, all right. Where's my brushes? Let's get started and do this. All right, I just have some paint colors here in on my plate. Y'all, if you've painted with me before, you know I paint with acrylic. I'm painting with just a few colors here. I don't use a lot of colors. Just I mix my colors. I feel like, yeah, you really don't need to go out and buy a bunch of paint. Just use what you got. I'm going to, well, I'll leave that there. We'll say I know that, but I'll be careful. Yeah, you don't have to have a bunch of colors. You can mix your colors. So don't feel like you have to have every color of the rainbow. I just mixed a little blue, white, and burnt sienna, a little brown. Just grade that blue a little bit so it's not blue out of the tube. Just don't like all that. I'm just doing some X strokes here, just getting this paint on. Just kind of a little bit of paint on my canvas. This is an 8x10 stretch canvas. So far we haven't done a whole lot. Not a whole lot. So, we've got a couple people on here. Hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Y'all say hey when you jump on here. Let me know who's watching and where you're watching from. That's always good. Do a little bit of green. I didn't even wash my brush. I just took that green, took that brush that I had the blue and white on, went into the green, and I grabbed a little tiny bit of burnt sienna. I'll add some white to that. Ooh, that's not how much white I wanted. Crazy. It's a lot of white. I just wanted a lighter green. I didn't want it to be that light. So I just took that dirty brush, went into the green and some sienna, and I'm just going to go down here and just giving the indication of some weeds coming up here, some grasses, painting down at the bottom of the canvas, pulling it up on that paint that I already have on my canvas. Just look at that. Is that not just effortless? Just so cool. Just some grasses there. Just some tall grasses. Cross them. Nothing. Well, these are all 1, 2, 3, so I don't like that. So I'm going to get that a little mixed up there. I don't like for things to be in a pattern. Because I just feel like that, you know, it's not a good thing. So there, we've just got some sky and some grass. I went a little bit more crazy. This one has more sky. It has the grass didn't go up that high, but that's okay. Don't paint everything. You don't have to paint everything the same way all the time. I am going to dry this a little bit because I don't want my flowers to blend in with the background. And I could have made that a little bit darker so that my flowers would show up a little bit. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about that either. And if you all come in on here and you're watching the replay, if you're on here now and you see the red live button at the top, that means you're watching this live. If you come on and you're watching this on the replay, the that live is not there. So that means you're watching the replay. So if you're watching the replay, you can say just replay. That's good. So I haven't been on here for a while. Like I said, I didn't know what in the world I was going to paint. I'm trying to make gray. I'm mixing blue and burnt sienna and white, making a gray color. I'm using my 1/2 inch flat here. And this is going to be the, and you can do a little bit of purple in there too. Make a purple gray. Purple's always cool. And I'm going to make some flower indications here. I want one here. Tapping in that. We'll do one here. And I don't have a picture of it. I'm going by this that I did the last time. I did that last year, 23, at some point in our journey. So, if you're new to watching me here, my name is Karen Wolf. I'm an artist and I teach adults and children how to paint and become better painters. And I do that online and in my art studio here locally. Adding a little bit of white to this. And I come on here on Facebook and I paint at times, tell you what I'm doing at times, going just live doing sometimes just little tips and tricks and things like that, talking about canvas or supplies or paint or whatever the case may be. So there's what we've got so far. Going to make some stems with some green, a little bit of green, and I want to darken it a little bit. You can darken green with blue, you can darken green with purple, you can darken green with red. I'm just going to darken it with a little bit of purple, a little bit of blue. Just grabbed a little bit. I'm going to chisel that brush, clean it off, and I'm going to make these little doodads here. Sometimes I do these first, and you can, if you so choose. They do have those little things coming out there. But I haven't been on here live for some time. I've been, like I said, very busy. The month of May is just slamming busy. So I thought, well, since I haven't been on here for a while, I just better do something. So here I am. So if are you a painter, or do you all paint? You paint regularly. You wanting to learn to paint? What are you? You just like to watch people paint? I know there are some people that just come on here and just like to watch. I need to keep my hand out of the way. Tell me that. I get so into it, I just get up in there and I'm painting, and I just forget where I'm at in the world and get in the way. Shouldn't do that, because you all want to see what's going on. So I'm just putting little indications of these things here. They have these little things that come down like that, and then there's a stem. There's some leaves coming up. There's one of those is just the front of one or back of one or something like that. I'm not sure what. And then I'm just taking that brush that I have some green on, and I'm making some darker leaves with a little bit of paint that I had left on my brush. Now I'm going back down in, reloading my brush, and getting a little bit more of that on there, just so I have some darker leaves in the front. You can do a longer piece of grass there. Painting is super, super fun. It's therapy for sure. Love, love, love to just get caught up in it. So I just added some dark ones there. And all I did was I took my brush that I had those that dark color on, and I just went in and did some darker grasses in the front. And you can push down harder on that and then turn. There you go. Or some is a way to make the longer grass. Or you can just touch it slightly, ever so slightly. Applying pressure will make you have the thinner grass. So there's lots of different ways you can do this. So the lighter color ones look like they're farther away, and then whenever I add the darker color on them, then that's the ones that are in the closer to me. I'm going to add a couple of dark ones here to the light ones that I already have. I'm going back down into the green, the darker green, and I'm just going to pull in some more darks because those were super light. And I'm just doing the same thing that I did before, but I'm just in the lower, like shadowier part. I'm putting in some dark ones down here. And that is that. Then I can go in and put some more down here so it doesn't look like it's my stuff's floating in midair. Just put some grasses that kind of go all the way down to the bottom because it was looking like my stuff was just kind of floating in midair. Alright, so this doesn't look exactly like this one. I'm not trying to make this a replica of that. I'm just showing you what I had painted before and just going back in and painting this one. So I've rinsed my brush. I'm going to go, I got that dark green out of it. I'm going to go into some green, a little bit of yellow, making a lighter green color. Green and yellow will make a lighter color. Then I can add just a smidge of white to it. When you get your colors, when you pull your colors, make sure you pull your colors from the side of your pile of paint so you don't contaminate your paint. So this bright color, I'm going to make more on the left side because my dark side is, or my dark side's on the right, my light side's on the left. So I'm going to just pull in some lighter colors coming from the left. As you notice, I'm not highlighting every single thing. I'm just putting some lights, and there's some darks already in there. Putting some lights on my, and then I'm going to add even more light to that white, to that brush. And I'll just touch in here and there. That. So y'all let me know when you jump on here and where you're watching from. That's always fun. And are you enjoying this? Do you like to paint? Do you want to learn to paint? Are you a painter? That sort of thing. That's fun stuff. Alright, so I just love these Queen Anne lace flowers. They're super fun. Super, super fun to paint, and they're like one of my favorite flowers. So I'm going to go back in with some white. I'm going to put a little bit of that color in my white that we used before. So I'm tinting it with that color. It's going to be a light, see how light that is? It's going to be a light gray this time. Lighter gray. And I'm just light as I can. I'm just tapping on that color right there. Because I want this to look very, very soft. Very, very soft. And I'm pretty much just doing this here on the top. Oh, that's it's a little heavy. And I'm not going down here into the shadow part. It's a little heavy. Because I want to keep that bottom more in shadow. I'm just lightly touching, lightly. Barely tapping on there. As light as I could do that. Oops. I told you not to go down there, and there I went. And the reason I did that is because that was not all the way down in there. So I can take some of that gray. It just didn't go all the way down to that bottom part. And don't try to be so exact, and don't try to paint it all just exactly so. Because you want to leave it loose and not so tight don't paint so stiff and tight. So I'm taking some more white. I can take a little tap of yellow in there, and that will lighten it even more. And take that brush and just tap in the very top. Some really whites, brights. So that was yellow, about enough yellow to just barely tint it. You can see that right there. And then I'm going back in with my brush and just barely and like I said, I'm not looking at Queen Anne's lace, so this can probably pretty much, you know, be tweaked to the flower to look more like it. This is not like, oh my goodness, an exact replica, but when you look at it, you can tell me what flower this is, I think. So, there's that. You can take a little tiny bit more of the white and the green. Oh, thank you so much for the hearts. Hey, Connie, Barbara. Looks like McKinley, Judy. Thank you all for jumping on. I'm going to take a little bit more white, put it in the green, just to lighten this up a little bit. Because it's just real not, it's just all the same. I want it to be a little light, little lights in there. Some, not like a whole lot. I mean, you don't have to. All right, now we're going to add some yellow flowers and purple flowers, and I'm going to do that with a bristle brush. So I'm going to take my bristle brush, I rinsed it off in my water, dried it really good with a paper towel. I'm going to go into some purple and some white. I'm going to take my bristle brush, pounce it in there, tap, 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 just like that. Getting some paint on my brush. Now I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to lightly tap in these purple flowers. Now these can grow up like in a little straight line like I did those, or they can be like I'm doing now, like a little wider at the bottom, and then as you come up they just get thinner. We'll put a couple over here. And I just usually try not to end them all at the same place like I just did those, because you don't want them to look like they're like, oh, 1, 2, 3 little flowers in a row. Don't do that. And you want to mix it up a little bit to where they're not all the same height. And also, odd numbers are good. So anytime you add something, odd numbers are good. Although I have 3 flowers in a bud, and that's probably why I added that. All right, then I'm going to do some yellow ones. Hey, Debbie. Well, there's 2 Debbies. Hello to both of you. All right, yellow. I'm going in with some yellow, some white, tap, tap, tap. Yellow, white, tap, 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 tap. Getting just some yellow on my brush. And then I'm going to tap a little bit of that off on the paper towel because I don't want it to be really strong. Paper towel, where are you? Can't find one, so. Is that a paper towel? Looks like a wet wipe. Okay. So I'm going to tap this off with my paper towel because I just want these to be really soft. And I don't want, like, to just go in and gob in a bunch of paint. So I'm just lightly, these little guys are just in there, just lightly hanging out. Okay, so there are my yellow ones. All right, and another really cool trick is, and you can highlight those too if need be. You can put your purple ones in, and then you can go in and add a little bit more white and tap on some lights on your purples. So it makes it look like they have a bit of a highlight there. And you can do that with your yellows too. You can go yellow, more white into your yellow. Oops. Tap it on your, off on your paper towel. Because I just want those to be ever so soft. I don't want those to be like really hanging out there. Okay, then I'm going to take my toothbrush. I'm going to take a little bit of water, toothbrush, and I'm going to go yellow and white. And I'm going to get it a little bit wet, and I'm going to show you. I'm just trying to do this down so I don't spill it all over the floor. Yellow and white and water with an old toothbrush. And I'm going to turn that toothbrush sideways, and I'm going to flip that paint on there, and that gives it those little tiny splatters, what could be little like wildflower, little tiny, you know, baby's breath or something like that in the field. So there's the Queen Anne's lace in the field. And remember that acrylic paint dries 2 to 3 shades darker. So it's going to dry darker on you. So if you have to go back and lighten things up a little bit, then that's just what you got to do. Because it just does. I'm just tapping in some really bright whites in there, here and there, in the center ones. And that's that. And if you wanted to put that little one, I'm not exactly sure what that was. I think that's like the front of that thing. All right. There is the Queen Anne's lace. So don't forget to sign your paintings. That's important because you want to go back and look at them one day and, you know, see that, you know, you painted that. And also, I put the year on mine because I like to know when I painted it, because I think that's important. So I just take a liner brush. I put a color that will show up, and something that is some of the colors that are in my painting. So it's kind of cohesive there, matches a little. That should have probably been a little bit more purple, but it's just a dark green. And I just sign it. Another thing that you can do is paint the edge, and I should have told you that while you were doing it, or while I was doing it, is you can paint the edge of your canvas with the color that's on the front, and that will finish up your painting, so you can just hang it on the wall just like that. If you leave it with the edges undone, it just looks unfinished. And when you paint them, it just finishes it up and makes them look so nice. So there's that. All right, Queen Anne's lace this evening. Was that not impromptu? Oh, thank you, Barbara. Unlike me, I'm not spontaneous at all. I am a very much a creature of habit, and I do things. Usually I plan. But sometimes I just can't. So today, this is what you get. I didn't plan. No, I didn't. So here's one on canvas. This is, like I said, this is an 8 by 10 canvas. Just some flowers there out in the wild. Some Queen Anne's lace. And this one we did on wood last year at some point in 2023. Because that's the date on the bottom of it. So they look similar, but not exactly. So don't try to paint things. If you painted something before and you're painting it again, just the idea of it is good enough. Don't drive yourself crazy trying to paint it just exactly. Because if you're a painter and you're painting something and somebody wants it, and oh sure, I'll paint you one. Don't worry about it looking exactly like it. Just the idea of it. They don't expect for it to be exactly either. As long as it looks close. So, there you go. So, once you get into painting, you'd be surprised at how many people will admire your work and want to buy it from you. So, that's always a good thing too. Yes. Or keep some of them, hang them up on your walls for yourself, give them as gifts. There's lots of things that you can do with your extra paintings that you have laying around. So, thank you all so much for jumping on here. I appreciate it. Y'all have any questions or anything before I get off of here? We didn't use very many colors. We used white, yellow, green, purple, burnt sienna, and blue. So we didn't use a whole lot of colors. You don't have to use a lot of colors in painting. You can get a lot done with just a few colors. I think mostly what I use, I think might be a total of 10 colors that I keep on hand, but I don't use all of them every time I paint, of course. But I try to keep it simple and only have those colors because paint is expensive. If you buy a whole bunch of them, you just could end up in a lot of money. And then too, if you don't, like say if you buy, 2 or 3 different colors of red, or, different purples, different greens, different blues, whatever colors, you might not use them for a long time, and paint doesn't last forever. So it will end up going bad. So you don't want to have that happen. Yeah, so just get you a handful of paintbrushes, get a flat 1 inch, a flat 1/2 inch, a number 4, the number 2, number 4 round, a number 2 script liner, the bristle brush that I use. I don't use bristle brushes very often, but when I do, I usually use an 8. This is an 8, a wore out 8, but it's an 8. And the colors, I usually use a ultramarine, or let's say a titanium white, just white, any white will do. And I paint in acrylic. The brand that I like to use is Liquitex Basics, and you can use that or whatever you want. You can even paint with the craft paints if you want. You just don't have to buy every color in the rainbow. And then, and I have a supply, a link that I can post in the comments for supplies, and you can go out and look and see exactly what I'm talking about. There's links in that supply list. Barbara, I don't think you have it. Barb, I don't think that you have that. Debbie, you do. But it's a link. If you click on it, you put in your email address, and it'll send you a list of supplies, and you can go in and see what paints I use, the colors that I use, and the brushes that I use. Some canvas and things are in there. Actually, most recently, the canvas that I like is the Jerry's Artarama Practica canvas is the brand. I usually order those in bulk because I paint a lot, and I use them here in the studio here and over in the art studio. And but recently I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought canvas, And now I can't think of the name of them. Oh, shoot. Oh, if Heather was on here, she knows what the brand is. It's the brand that Hobby Lobby carries. Oh, I'll think of it and I'll post it in the comments. What is that? I'm gonna have to Google it. That's what I do with everything. Of my thing will go faster. What was I talking about? Oh, brushes are numbered. Yes. There's well, some of them are numbered. The 1 inch and the 1/2 inch flat, that's just what they are. And these are not the Simply Simmons that I normally use. These are just brushes that I had here. But the 1 inch and the 1/2 inch are exactly what they say they are. They're a synthetic brush, and this bigger one is a 1 inch wide brush, and the 1/2 inch is a 1/2 inch wide brush. That's just what they are, and that's what they're called. The number two liner and the number 4 round are numbered. It's a number 4. These are the Simply Simmons brushes that I like. There's a number 4 round. Where's something like, there we go. And then the script liner is a number 2. It's just a long liner brush. Okay, and the bristle brush is numbered. I'm gonna have to look up those. What is that brand? Don't you hate it when you can't think of something? That drives me crazy. And it probably won't even show it. If somebody knows it, please put it in the comments, because that drives me crazy. Why can't I get this to come up? There's Hobby Lobby. Oh, my lands. I've ordered the paint. Maybe I have it in here. And that will. Nope. My lack of remembering is going to cause you guys to drive you crazy. I can't find it either. I bought a thing of paint, white paint in there, and I know I didn't use it all. My internet's so daggone slow. But they have paint, which I've used, which is okay. The acrylic paint of that same brand. But they also have Master's Touch. Oh my goodness. I could not remember that. Master's Touch. I was in Hobby Lobby not too long ago, and I tried their Master's Touch canvas, stretch canvas, and I loved it. It was so smooth. I think I even like them better than the Practica that you can get at Jerry's Artarama. And the price was similar, or it might have been, was it a little bit less? Because they were on sale. So get those on sale. Get those on sale. Anytime you can get something on sale, that's always good, right? So there's that. Okay. All right. Yes, the brushes are numbered. The canvas, I'll talk to you about that. You can get canvas board. You don't have to get stretch canvas, or you can paint in a, where's that other canvas board? Oh, it's back behind there. I got these by mistake the other day, and I cannot wait to see what they're like. But you can get canvas board, or this is a canvas panel, and this is actually for watercolor. But it is the similar thing to the canvas board that I don't have in here, do I? Yes. Okay. well, these are panels also. I don't know why I called them boards. Canvas board. This is a canvas board. This is Master's Touch, but it is for acrylic painting. It's primed with acrylic, and this is an 8x10. This is Master's Touch. But this one that is for watercolor, it's Master's Touch also, but it's and it's a primed, acrylic primed, but it's for all mediums, but it says watercolor canvas panel on it. And I didn't see that, and I bought them by mistake, but I'm glad that I did, because it's very smooth. I mean, I don't know, you guys probably can't see that, but maybe you can. See that tooth on that canvas panel? And this one has a glare on it because it's still in the plastic. Hold on. Hold on. It's just funny. Sometimes you run across things because you're not paying attention. And I wasn't. Yeah, look at that, guys. No glare there. Look how smooth that is. That is like smooth. Smoothy smooth. Okay, so there's two different kinds of canvas panels. This one, it's same brand, Master's Touch. This one was for acrylic painting, and this one is for acrylic and watercolor. It says with all mediums, so I guess you could use oil on this also, but I don't paint oil. Used to, but I don't anymore. Okay, so that's something new I learned. I haven't painted on them yet, but I'm real anxious to. I can't wait. So, hey Martha, thanks for jumping on here, my friend. Fun times though. Painting on anything is fun. You can do stretch canvas, panel boards, mixed media tablet, which I don't know where that is either. They're the coolest things ever. They are so fun. This one is one that I picked up at Michael's. Hobby Lobby has them. Michael's has them. This was one demonstration. I did bubbles. That's on here on my Facebook page, this Facebook page, or you can go out and I'm on YouTube, or by Karen Wolf on YouTube. There's a bubble painting demonstration out there on that. Super fun. Super fun to paint bubbles. Yeah. But this is a mixed media tablet, and I just get on here and just draw and sketch and paint and have big fun. And this is good for kids. I think that this is something that you would get for yourself and kids, and you could make like an art journal. Just start painting and date your work, and you could see your progress. You just start in the, date your work. This was a palette knife demonstration for my All Access members there. But I have these for the kids, and they're in a smaller size. They're about half this book. They're 5x7 or something like that. And my grandkids paint in them, and that way they don't use all my canvas, which Henry loves and Charlie love to paint on canvas. But if I have that and they have that option to paint with or on, then, it goes farther and I don't have to spend a fortune. So, oh, you're welcome, Barb. You're welcome. So, but I did want to get on here and paint with you guys. I hope that you'll try the Queen Anne's lace. Super fun, super, it's not real difficult to do. Just tap those top flowers in so that you don't, have a big, you want them to kind of be airy, I guess, for lack of a better way to describe it. And then those flowers down at the bottom. You could use whatever colors that you want. You don't have to go yellow and purple. You can do reds or pinks or, purples, whatever. You can add more. What else? We went over brushes, and I will post that link in the comments of the supplies so that you can see what supplies I use. And it's just a link. It's a guide to supplies. There's nothing more than, you just put in your email address and the list will come to you. Yeah. So, I hope that was all helpful. If y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm getting ready to jump off here. I've got another live. I'm getting ready to go live in my All Access membership. And inside of there, we do painting, we do drawings, we do challenges, we do all kinds of things. And we did, or will do, this version is going to be in studio and online. And it has one little row of chicks. It doesn't have the trees on the outside. And it's kind of similar. And then here's my All Access membership version. More baby chicks and more big chicks and trees and a little more detail. A little bit more. So there's that. Fun stuff going on. So fun stuff going on here in the membership and everywhere. So jump in and paint with me and you will have a big time. I promise. All right. Thank you all so much for jumping on here. I appreciate it. If you missed part of it, go back and watch. We painted the Queen Anne's lace and talked about supplies. And I think some of that stuff might be helpful to you. All right. Thank you all so much and have a wonderful evening. God bless you guys. Take care. And I'll see you back on here next time. And it won't be so long because May and all of the things is almost over. Well, it is over. May's not over, but all of the things. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.